Porcello, and I'm from the Hamden Public Library. And today, since it's pretty much officially summer now, I thought I would read a book about a fun thing that lots of people like to do in the summer. And I really like this book for two reasons. One, it's a rhyming book, and if you don't know what that is, that means that words in the book will sound the same, like look and book and see and tree. So I want you to listen for those words when I'm reading it to you. The other reason I love this book is because it's about my favorite thing to do, camping. My family and I have been going camping for probably almost 20 years. We love it because we like campfires, s'mores, hiking, fishing, bicycle riding, swimming. If you like to do any of those things, then you'd probably like camping too. But mostly what we love most about camping is being together as a family and being out in nature. So let's begin reading and see what this rhyming camping book is all about. The book is called A Camping Spree with Mr. McGee by Chris Van Dusen, and he drew all the pictures too. Early one morning at 7:03, Mr. McGee and his little dog Dee, see his little dog? Packed up the camper and hitched up the load, hopped in the Rambler car, and then hit the road. They drove to the mountains far from the sea for 2 nights of camping, or maybe even 3. Did you hear any rhyming words yet? See, 3, those rhyme. There's nothing like camping, said Mr. McGee. I know you will love it, just you wait and see. The views are fantastic, there's hardly a sound. Aside from the wildlife, there is no one around, and the air is so sweet, you'll sleep like a log. Oh, sorry, said Mr. McGee to his little small spotted dog. And it looks like it's just Mr. McGee and Dee out there, doesn't it? But if you look close on lots of these pages, you'll see lots of wildlife. That means other animals. A few hours later, they took a sharp right, and they found a great spot to lay camp for the night. It was high on a hill with a beautiful view of Mount Adams, Mount Lincoln, and Jefferson too. But perhaps the most wonderful feature of all was the brook that ran over a steep waterfall. Here's some wildlife. A deer. Oh, a bird. Oh, a smelly skunk. Dee gathered pine cones and branches and logs. McGee made a campfire and cooked some hot dogs. And as the sun set behind far distant knolls, they sat roasting marshmallows over the coals. Doesn't that look nice? As the embers went out, they felt tired and dozy, so they climbed in their bunk beds all comfy and cozy. But while they were falling asleep without a care, along came a stumbling, bumbling bear. Oh no, see him over there? A kindly old bear whose sight wasn't so clear. Probably needs some of these. He couldn't see far and he couldn't even see near, but he could smell marshmallows, sticky and sweet. That smell made him hungry. Oh, he wanted that treat. Now, I have to stop for just a minute here and tell you that if you do go camping, make sure you tell the adults that are with you never to leave food outside the camper, the car, or the tent. You put it in the camper, the car, or the tent. Okay, just had to say that. All right, so there's the bear, and he's smelling the marshmallows. He sniffed out the place where the marshmallows lay, but the car and the camper were in the bear's way. Yet that didn't stop that sneaky old snitch. He simply tried squeezing right under the hitch. And as he was shimmying, into the gap, he pushed up the hitch, and it let go with a snap. Now that the camper and the car were untied, they started to roll down the rocky hillside. The car bounced away on the old logging road while the camper was heading to where the stream flowed. It flew down the hill in a wild, bumpy ride with Dee and McGee sleeping soundly inside. Oops, sorry. See, they're going different directions. They were snoring and snoozing, enjoying a dream, when splash went the camper right into the stream. Look at the raccoon had to climb up to get away. Some more wildlife. The splash shook the camper. They bumped out of bed. Now what in the world was that? McGee said. And when he looked out and saw where they were, his hair stood on end, and so did Dee's fur. They were caught in the rapids, but that wasn't all. They were headed smack dab for that big waterfall. Dee and McGee both started to quiver as faster and faster they headed downriver, but just when they thought they'd fall over the edge, their camper got stuck on a rock on the ledge. So there they were stranded, McGee and his pup, on the top of a waterfall, 50 feet up. Let's just see what it looked like. When they looked out the window, that's what it looked like. That's high up. Meanwhile, that nearsighted bear, you know, the one from before, was searching for one little marshmallow more, when lo and behold, as if out of a dream, that bear spied something sweet floating on the stream. But what that bear thought was a marshmallow treat was really the hitch and not something to eat. Kind of does look like a marshmallow. The bear was determined to capture that prize, so he jumped in the water right up to his thighs. He splashed through the stream to the edge of the fall and snatched up that trailer hitch, camper and all. Dee felt a tug. McGee heard a knock. As the bear pulled that camper right off of the rock, he dragged them both all the way back to the bank. When he realized the hitch was not sweet, but actually quite rank. He spit out the hitch and he left in dismay, while McGee and Dee's camper again rolled away. A couple words you might not know. Rank means yucky. Didn't taste good. And dismay means you're kind of disappointed and a little sad. So he was sad that it wasn't marshmallow and it tasted badly. The camper flew down the path with a jolt and a jar and stopped by some bushes right next to their car. Dee popped her head out. McGee looked out too. Had they really stopped rolling? Could it really be true? At last things were quiet and peaceful and still. They hooked up the hitch and they drove off down that hill. And on the way home, McGee said to Dee, that trip wasn't quite the way I thought it would be. So when they got home, with the sky turning red, they decided to camp in the backyard instead. Isn't that cute? I've done that too, camping in the backyard. I think that was an exciting, fun story. And I want to thank you for listening to me read it to you. I hope you enjoyed the book as much as I did. And now that the library is open again, if you come in and visit, you can find lots of other exciting, fun books just like this one to read. So I hope to see you soon.